Have you ever stopped to think about what you really want for your love life today? Is it marriage or dating? Or maybe just good company without labels? It's funny how, even after 60, we still find ourselves confused about these choices. And that's completely natural, because the truth is, no one teaches us how to love at this stage of life. We grow up thinking there's only one right way: meet someone, get married, have kids, and live together until the end. But life isn't a manual, is it? It changes, and we change too. I like to think of these choices as like choosing a new armchair for the living room. You need to try it out, see where you feel comfortable. There's no point in taking the one others think is prettier if it hurts you or doesn't suit you. Some people, after a lifetime with someone, feel like they no longer want to share every minute of their day. They want a light-hearted relationship, weekend get-togethers, each in their own little corner. And there are those who feel just the opposite, who only feel at peace when they have someone around to share everything, even the little things like morning coffee or afternoon silence. Just the other day, a friend told me she was widowed at 62. After 2 years alone, she met a man in a hiking group and was enchanted. But when he mentioned moving in together, she felt butterflies in her stomach. She didn't want to give up her home, her plants, her routine. And she told me, "I love him, but I also love my freedom." And I thought it was beautiful, because she had the courage to say what she felt without fear of disappointing. And that's what many people forget. Love isn't just about the other person. It's about you too. About feeling good in your own skin, respected and happy. If marriage is synonymous with comfort and doesn't weigh you down, go for it. But if marriage feels like a cage, choose dating. There's no right or wrong. There's only what makes you feel good. And look, don't let anyone convince you otherwise. I've heard so many stories of children complaining because their parents started dating again, saying it's embarrassing or selfish. But selfishness is letting life pass you by without trying to be happy. You've already taken care of everyone else. Now it's time to take care of yourself. And that decision is only up to you and the ones you love. Another important thing is not to rush. Sometimes we start a relationship, get excited, and want to decide everything in the first week. Take it easy. Date for as long as you need to figure out how you feel. And if you change your mind along the way, that's okay too. This phase of life is precisely for this, living at your own pace, without so much pressure. There's a gentleman here in the neighborhood who told me something I've never forgotten. He said, "I lived with someone for 40 years. Now I just want someone to have coffee with and laugh with. But later, I want to sleep in my own bed, in my own silence." And what wisdom! He understood what he needed and didn't let anyone convince him otherwise. And so we learn to listen to our hearts, which understand us best. If the idea of waking up every day next to someone fills you with joy, great. If the idea of having your house tidy just the way you want it, and only seeing that person occasionally brings you peace, great too. The important thing is to be honest with yourself and with those around you. And speaking of which, honesty is key. Don't be afraid to tell someone what you want or don't want. It's better to be clear from the start than to carry a burden later. I've seen couples who ended up fighting because they didn't talk. One wanted to live together, the other didn't, but neither said anything. And then, little by little, love turned to hurt. It doesn't have to be that way. I know it's sometimes scary to speak up. It's scary to lose someone by being honest. But the truth is, those who truly love you will respect you. So speak up.
Say you prefer to live apart. Or say you want to share your home and your life completely. Whatever your choice, it's valid. And it deserves to be heard. And speaking of fear, we need to talk about it too. Fear is an old acquaintance of ours, isn't it? Fear of getting hurt, fear of being rejected, fear of being judged. I understand. But don't let fear take over your life. Don't let it stop you from being happy. Love comes in many forms. Choose yours. And that's why I love these conversations so much, because they help us see ourselves differently. And I wanted to tell you, you don't need to feel guilty for wanting lightness. And you also don't need to feel silly for wanting intense love again. You just need to be honest with yourself, and the rest will fall into place. Now, tell me, have you thought about what you want for yourself? Marriage or dating? Maybe you're still unsure, and that's okay. Let's continue this conversation. There's more I want to tell you. You know what I'm realizing more and more? That many people only choose a path because they think it has to be that way. How many times have you heard someone say, "Oh, at this age you can't date anymore, you have to get married soon"? Or, "Why get married? You're past that stage. Just date." That's right. The truth is, no one has the right to impose this on you. Only you know your routine, your needs, your pains and your joys. Only you know what fits in your heart. I remember well a neighbor of mine, Mrs. Irasi, who always said she didn't want to get married again. After she became a widow, she swore she would live alone. Until, at 73, she met Raimundo, and they started dating. He wanted to move in with her right away, but she was firm. "Nope, my son, each to their own. When I want company, I'll call you. When I want to be quiet, I'll stay alone." And he accepted, because true love is also this: respecting each other's boundaries. On the other hand, there are people like Mr. Annibal, who, after years of being alone, said he couldn't stand eating alone, sleeping alone, or living alone anymore. When he met Mrs. Teresa, he immediately asked her to live with him. And she accepted immediately, because it was what they both wanted. Look how beautiful that is. These stories make me think that we need to have the courage to be who we are, because it's not easy. The fear of judgment weighs heavily, but it's not worth sacrificing your own happiness to please others. And here I wanted to talk about a delicate subject: intimacy. Many people after a certain age feel embarrassed to talk about it, but there's no need. Intimacy is still important, whether in a relationship or in a marriage. And that doesn't just mean sex. It's affection, hugs, kisses, glances. It's having someone to hold your hand in difficult times and laugh with you when things go wrong. So don't settle for less just because you think you're too old to demand it. You deserve a love that gives you all of this. Another important point is to align expectations. Sometimes you think you're in a casual relationship, but your partner is already dreaming of moving in together. Or the opposite, you want to get married soon, but your partner doesn't want to leave their house. That's why it's so important to talk and clarify. It's like the saying goes, what's agreed upon is always a good thing. That way no one gets frustrated. And I also wanted to give you some advice. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Just because you're older doesn't mean you have to accept anyone anyway. Don't let anyone mistreat you, disrespect you, or invade your space. Whether in marriage or in a relationship, love is only worthwhile if it's good for both of you. If it's not, we're grateful for the time we had and move on. There's always time to start over. And sometimes starting over means understanding that it's okay to just want company without any major commitments. Or understanding that you want to share your whole life with someone. Respect your heart. It always knows what's best for you. And don't be shy about talking about it with your family. Children sometimes find it strange, but they eventually understand. They want to see you happy, even if they don't know how to show it at first. So explain. Tell them that life isn't over just because you're over 60. and that you still have so much love to give and receive. And that's what I love most, when someone finds the courage to choose their own happiness. It doesn't matter how it's presented. It doesn't matter what the label is. What matters is if it feels good, if it makes you smile. And that's why I wanted to remind you, don't rush. Don't be afraid. Just choose what makes you feel at peace. Because in the end, life is yours alone. And after our conversation, I can only tell you one thing. You deserve to be happy. You deserve a love that respects your space, your story, your freedom. You deserve someone who looks at you with affection, who makes you feel alive, who brings you lightness. Whether in marriage or in a relationship, the important thing is that it makes you feel good. Life after 60 still has a long way to go, and that road can be more beautiful when you have someone by your side. But only if that someone comes to add to your journey, to be a partner, to be an accomplice, never to restrict or imprison you. And if I could leave you with one last image to take away from here today, it would be a garden. Everyone has their own garden. Sometimes we want to plant flowers with someone, water the same seedlings, share the same land. Sometimes we prefer to tend our own garden, but have a dear neighbor next door who comes over for coffee and admire the flowers. Neither choice is less beautiful. It just depends on the garden you want to cultivate. So choose the love that fits your heart, not someone else's. And don't forget to leave a comment here telling me, how do you experience love today? Do you prefer marriage? Do you prefer dating? Or are you still figuring it out? I'd love to read your story. And if you know someone who's going through the same question, share this video. Sometimes we don't know it, but one word can change someone's day. Life isn't over for you. It's here, calling you to be happy your way. It's never too late to choose. It's never too late to love. A big hug with affection.